Hello everyone, so today we are going to do Leetcode daily challenge and it's day 2, so here's the new challenge, valid palindrome 2. So it is the variation of the valid palindrome question only. But the thing is that here we are required that if the S can be palindrome after deleting at most one character from it. The previous version was that we simply need to figure out that it is a palindrome or not. That was the thing. But here the thing is that we need to simply delete at the most one character from it, and then we need to check that is it a valid palindrome or not. And it's simply written that at most. That simply means that either there could be any deletion or there can't be any deletion. Means even if this ABA, where we are not required to delete anything, then also it is a palindrome, is a valid palindrome. But here ABCA, here either we need to delete this C or we need to delete this B. So after deleting either B or C, then it will become a palindrome, right? So here at most we are deleting just one, and after that it is becoming a palindrome. But here in ABC, here we are required to delete more than one. That's because all are different here. So that's why it is not a valid palindrome. So this was all as per the test cases given here, and the constraints which are here are 10 raised to the power 5. That is, we are required to have a solution which should be in n rather than going towards n squared or any other like that. And even log n would work, but log n would already work, then n could work. But here the thing is that as it is raised for 5, so it would be better to not go to a solution which is n squared. So that's why we need to think of approach which is of order of n. Now here comes the part that how we are required to do this solution, as it is the modification of valid palindrome only, where we were required to have 2 pointers, and in that 2 pointers, what we were doing was we were simply checking from the left side and from the right side. If any one of them is not equal, then we were simply returning false. So that was the thing which we were doing in valid palindrome 1. So here also we would be doing something similar to that is taking left and right pointers, basically 2 pointer approach. And then here what we would be doing is we will simply check that if there is something like A, B, C, A, right? So these two are valid ones, right? But when comes this part, so it becomes invalid. So what we would be checking is that if we do simply something like that, if we take this one and then we decrement the rightmost and we go towards this one, that is, this is a similar one only. If A, B, A forms a palindrome, then we will simply return true. Or we could take that if in this case only A, B, C, A, we take this part and we simply increment the left one and it goes towards here. So we check that if A, C, A is a palindrome, right? Then we'll return true as the overall true. So this is a thing which we are required to modify in this particular question. And as it is a 2-pointer approach, so it is already in the form of order of n, because we won't be required with some more loops. We would be only required with a whole traversal of this particular string, that also just once. So even the loop which is there, it is just there as a single loop in our solution, and that even going ahead means whenever we would be passing this A, B, C, A also, then one loop would be for this particular and then other loop would be for this particular B, C. But the thing is, it would be overall n only, because we are not traversing this one again, right? So that's why the overall time complexity would be simply order of n only, and the space complexity, as we are not using an extra space, so it would be order of 1, and the time complexity would be order of n. N where simply refers to the length of this particular string. Now let me walk you through this solution, basically the code of this question. So in this particular, as I mentioned earlier, what we would be doing is we will simply modify our previous solution which we had earlier done, that is this particular part. It would be same as it is, that is if they are not equal then we will be returning false, else we would be returning true. But besides this, we are also required to modify a question in this manner. So the modification is in place that we are taking things as it is, means left and right, means starting from the left side and from the right side and going in opposite direction. And here comes that modification. That is, either of them is not equal, then we would be simply checking for the next indexes, that is it possible to have a palindrome with the next indices, means by just changing one of them, because it is mentioned in the question that we could delete at most one. So that's why what we would be doing is we will be simply we would be simply checking for this part, that either we increment from the left side or we decrement from the right side. If by doing so, if we are able to get a valid palindrome and there is or symbol between them, it is hidden because of this. So then we will simply return true, else it would be a false. So here we are simply incrementing because we need to check for the next characters also. And at the end we are returning true, that is if it comes out of this while loop without any of going towards this if condition, then surely it would return true because it has traversed the whole string which is being given to us, and thus it is required to return true. So this was all for this particular question. If you have any doubt or any other solution, you could simply comment down. So this was all for today. Thank you.